Daith da, Ewinakan. Welcome to podcast number 155. Well, I'm back home, safe and sound. We did have a good week away, which was brilliant. You must have already seen by now, I have put all the photos on our Facebook page, and we got in a little routine really over there. I get up in the morning, just do a little 2-mile run sort of thing. Big breakfast, out on the push bikes, out in the country, trying to find old towns and villages, back home for tea, and then out walking around in the evening. And it was proper, really. Absolutely brilliant. But one thing I did find strange, we was there on our push bikes, and a couple of times it happened where we were cycling, and then you see a road, a lovely looking road, and he's blocked off with lumps of concrete sort of thing, but there's a gap there wide enough that we could get through with the push bike. So we were a bit rebels, we thought, well, we'll go and see where that road goes to. And twice it happened, we went on these roads, same fantastic roads, really smooth, all painted with the white lines, but you can see the white lines have been there for a while, but the road isn't being used. And I couldn't get my head around what this was about. So anyway, I was speaking to a chap a few days later, and I don't know if it's the case now, but for a while, when you was in the European Union, which obviously we ain't anymore because of Brexit and that, but when there was this scheme that countries could get grants for millions of pounds to get new roads put in, which would then lead to new developments, housing estates, industrial estates, all things like that. And apparently Spain was very good at getting these grants, and they put in these fantastic roads, but that's as far as it got. And there's no developments, there's no nothing. So 'tis like a road to nowhere. So we'd cycle down there for a mile or so, get to a dead end, cycle back again. So that was really weird, I must admit. But apart from that, we had a fantastic time. I got to admit, their beaches ain't as good as they are back here, mainly because the island is volcanic. I mean, I did put one photo on there, and the sand, well, it is black, it is ashen black. There's a few nice sandy beaches, but apparently they've imported the sand from, I don't know, somewhere like Saudi Arabia or somewhere sort of thing to make these lovely beaches. They've actually bought the sand in. But we had a brilliant week, and then obviously it is back to reality. We got back into Exeter on the Tuesday evening, and then 'twas back into work on the Wednesday. I did miss a couple of funerals on the Tuesday. We did have an early morning direct unattended funeral, and then Phil conducted a funeral for me for Ashley, which was a terribly sad affair, I must admit. On Wednesday, we had Urson Limo on Ire Out, and then we had Bruce's funeral. And that was what I call a back to front then. We had a private cremation in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you will have seen it in the announcements and that, we was at Tintagel Methodist Church for the memorial service. And what a fantastic crowd. Downstairs was full, upstairs was full, and they were standing at the back. And it says a lot for dear old Bruce, really. I say we've known him forever, and a very popular chap up there in Tintagel. Originally come from down Pentyre way, from a big family, the old family. But it was lovely to see so many people there. And then today was a proper St. Breward funeral for dear Dora. Again, somebody I've known forever. If you think of St. Breward, Dora would come to mind. And, a lovely crowd there at Glyn Valley. Again, chapel was full, people standing outside, waiting room as well. And it was a lovely send-off, for it really was. But that's all the funerals I've done this week. I have got a busy day tomorrow, actually, including me cousin Alan's funeral, but we'll talk about that next week. But I think that's all I got to say. One thing I did forget, though, I did have a bit of a cycling accident when I was over Tenerife. Manol covers and me, we don't get on very well. I might have mentioned it in a previous podcast, or a little while ago now, but a few years ago I was doing the Land's End 100. It was a wet day, and Damo and that, there's 2 or 3 of them from the coasters. I was going to ride with they, but me bike computer didn't kick in straight away. So I'm tanking, trying to catch them up, skidded on wet manhole covers. I had fractured collarbone, fractured ribs, did me hip in. 'Twasn't too good at all. I managed to do the ride, which was fine. So anyway, we made on our push bikes in Tenerife, and for once Beth said, well, I'll go up this way here. So I followed her up, then we stopped, and then I gecked around. When I looked back, I couldn't see her. I thought, she must have gone up there. Of course, I wasn't concentrating on what I was doing. So I went to push off on my pedal with my right foot, and I didn't see underneath me it was a bodge up, really. I was saying to somebody today, the roads in Tenerife, they're fantastic. But as soon as they got to do any repairs, all they had was a big sheet of metal put over a hole. And, of course, my tyres just cut the edge of this sheet of metal. It must have been about an inch or more thick. And I went right over on my right-hand side. Well, of course, with their cycling, our shoes are clipped into the pedals, and you can't get them out in time. So I went right over. I was pretty much stationary. I'd only just started going off. So I hurt my knee a little bit, not too bad. But the downside of it was that I landed on the right-hand side and I bent a bit of the gear hanger, the thing at the back. And I couldn't ride the bike because the gears was there going against the spikes of the bike. Luckily, we was only about a mile away from where we hired the bike. So I had to carry the bike back. They said, no problem, we'll give you another one. And we was off again. But me and manhole covers, we don't get on very well. But there we are. So I think, there is one other thing I got to say. Nearly forgot it again. Me Just Giving page closed last week. We did the Bath Half Marathon, as you can remember, me and Mabon. And then me and Beth cycled the Tap Caledonia up in Scotland. And the Just Giving page, it closed last week. So I did put a little thing on our RJ Bray Facebook page, but also on my personal page as well. Really just thanking everybody so much for donating, sponsoring me for doing both the events. And the total sponsorship was £2,142.50. So thank you very much for that. And also I did mention, because for the bike ride, you had to pay an entrance fee to do it. I'm sure it was over £100 each, I think. Well, we paid it anyway, I can't remember now. And I think there was 4,000 cyclists took part in that race. So you just think how many hundreds of thousands of pounds was raised, and that race was organised by Cancer Research. So money going to a good cause. But thank you once again, really appreciate it. Right, well, that's enough from me. And now over to our interview, the first part of 2, actually, episodes with our dear old friend, Derek Lindsey. And I'm sure you'll love this. Talking about his younger days in Padstow and everything. Some lovely memories. So I'll hand over to Derek now, and then I'll speak to you directly with me little Cornish bits. So, here it is. Get on, Derek. How be knacking?
Oh, I've been knacking okay, thanks, yeah.
Proper job.
Proper job.
Yeah, it's brilliant you're here today to go through things. So I think if we go back to the start, your childhood, where you was born, perhaps mother and father and everything?
Yeah. Oh, born long time ago up Netherton Road.
Yeah, in Padstow.
In Padstow, of course,
yeah.
Big city. 2 brothers, 2 sisters.
So what was all their names, and in what order was them then?
We had Mary.
Yeah.
She was the oldest, followed by Barbara Mert.
Yeah.
Bill, big brother Bill, and brother Graham.
Yeah.
So, brave old family.
And where did you come in there? Were you the youngest or in the middle, or?
Graham's the youngest, and I'm next.
Ah, yeah, fine.
Or he's gone anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay, and what was mother and father called then?
William Henry Reginald, known as Bill.
Yeah.
He's a Weybridge boy, and mother was Ivy Louise Glanville.
All right.
Weybridge made.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. They was born out below the mother was, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they moved in St. Cullum, and then they moved back up to St. Bray with Grand Glanville.
And what did father do for a living?
Well, he's a boat builder. He's been in this boatyard business for some years. He worked for me great-granddad, Steve Braben. And then there was another one, Braben, before that, in Weybridge, down Trevelyan.
Yeah.
He worked there as an apprentice and moved down to Padstow for Steve Braben, his uncle.
Right.
And that's where he learned his full trade.
I see.
Well, I did as well. I went down there and worked as a boat builder.
Did they move to Padstow to live when they got married then? Or
yeah, he moved down from Trevelyan Quay. They moved down 29.
Right.
As an apprentice, and they applied for a council house up Netherton Road, and luckily they got a brand new house up there.
So then you was born in Netherton Road?
Yeah.
So went to what's that be, the old school then?
Yeah, went to the high school.
Yeah.
Oh, on top of the old one, you know.
Yeah. How many classes did that have then?
Oh, God.
Can you remember? Or no?
No, I can't.
No.
I know Mr. Ashby was the headmaster.
Right.
And the best one I ever had was Derek Grubbs. He was a Padstow boy. His father was a lifeboat coxswain.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely chap.
He was a teacher, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him many years ago down at Penzance. We went down there to watch a parade one Christmas. And I was standing right next to this boat, and I said, I know you, mister. He said, looked at me and said, well, who are you? Yeah. I said, well, he said, I was your favourite pupil in Padstow School. Oh, God, he said, you must be Morris Cullum. So I said, no, Derek Lindsey. He said, oh, my God, I never thought I'd meet you again. But, he was a lovely bloke.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Who was your schoolmates at school then?
Oh, Jeff Constance.
Yeah.
Well, we had a gang of us.
Right.
Jeff was called Cant.
Right.
Because whatever they said, do, he said, I can't, sir. And there's another boy called Peter Hawkins. He was Horrible Hawkins. Tired Thomas, Derek Thomas. Lousy Law, that's Peter.
Yeah.
And now what in the hang was I now? Lazy Lindsay, I think. Yeah, we all had our names, like, you know. Yeah, Ivor Paul, we had a brave old crowd of us, like,
Yeah, brilliant.
But sadly, Michael Blewett is about the only one that's still with us.
Mm. So you went there, what, when you was 4 or 5? Or?
About 4 or 5, as soon as mother could get rid of me.
Yeah.
She opened the door one day and said, go, and that was it. But I went and come straight home again, didn't like it.
Oh, get away.
But she made sure I went back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what year, how old was he when you left there then?
15.
Oh, right.
Yeah, left on me 15th, near my 15th birthday, went straight to work in the boatyard.
Right.
So no hanging around, no holidays or nothing back then.
No, that's right.
And none of these year-out jobs,
No. Right on. So at the boatyard then, who did he work with then, and what was your job and all that?
Well, I was an apprentice boat builder.
Yeah.
And my Steve Braben was the boss. Donnie McBurney was the head man down there. He was the foreman.
Right.
He was a lovely chap. Dasher Reevely, Peter.
Yeah.
Nipper Reevely. Oh, hang on now. Buster Lampshire.
Yes.
Bill Harris. God, I'm getting old. I can't remember. But yeah, there's a fair old crowd.
Lovely crowd.
Oh, Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he come down there. One of the funny things down there, we used to take in boat building and repairs from Newquay, Port Isaac. Well, one day we had this big job come up, and this boat down Newquay was down on the Gannel.
Right.
And they put covers over so we could take it to work. And old Steve Brim, he drove us down.
Right, yeah.
And he jumped in the car and he said, Donald, will you sit up in front with me? And if you see any turn-ins, any police, or anybody in front of me, especially green or red lights, let me know. Because he said, I can only just see over the bonnet. He was blind as a bat you, but he used to take us down every day to work and come back in the evenings. And, well, he's arrived,
Yeah.
I think Donnie in the end took over driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Port Isaac, we used to have all the Yarny goats in there, bring their boats over, and we went over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, handsome job, handsome crowd they were.
Yeah. Quite a big business, really, then, to have all they men there.
Yeah, well, I suppose really Father was the biggest employer in Padstow, because he had the boatyards, he had 2 boatyards going, he had the ferries, there was a lot of people involved, You'd think we was a wealthy family, but we had hard times, really hard,
Yeah.
But, I seen him come home before, don't know whether we were going to pay the wages bill this week, Ivy,
Yeah.
But, everybody thought we was wealthy, but we weren't.
No.
Still went around with holes in my ass and my pants, cold passage for dinner.
So how long did you work there then?
Well, I worked there for a few years.
Yeah.
And then Father sent me down to Percy Mitchell's down Portmelon, boatyard down there. So I went down there for, maybe 2 years. And very well off down there,
Yeah.
My rent was £2.10 a week, and my wages was £2.9 and sixpence.
Oh.
So mother had to send 10 bob down every week for me to live on. But enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But going back to the workers down there, there's all the ferrymen.
Oh,
There's about 8 of these.
Yeah. You got to find their wages every week. I mean, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
So then, after the 2 years there, then back Padstow again?
Back to Padstow again for so long, and then had a bit of a fallout home.
Yeah.
And I decided end of the summer I was going off and make a fortune. So I went up to Birmingham to live. Found lodgings up there, lovely people.
Yeah.
Went to BSA to see if I could get a job with Abe, and ended up as a bus conductor, so it didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
funny old job that. You'll be on the buses one day going along, taking fares, and people will come up and say, "To Padstow, please." And I said, "Pardon? Well, you the ferryman, wouldn't they?"
Oh, get away.
Yeah, you people would reckon, well, we used to have the Birmingham weeks.
Right.
You used to come down, and you knowed most of them.
Brilliant.
Didn't like now, you don't know nobody.
No, that's right.
Or dogs. Mustn't mention dogs.
So how long was you at Birmingham then?
Well, it must have been 2 years.
Right, yeah.
And came home again, and we made up with the family, and I went back on ferrying for a while, and I started up on my own painting and decorating.
Right, yeah.
And that lasted several years,
Yeah, quite a varied life, really, there, really, then, wasn't it?
Well, Eddie Mert, my brother-in-law, he was on lifeboat.
That's right.
He was mechanic.
Yeah.
And he said to me one day, he said, "You ought to join us." And I thought, no way am I going out to sea. And as we were talking, we met with Sussex Carlisle. And he got me in, and I joined the Auxiliary Coast Guards out Stepper Point.
Yeah.
And ran that then for several years with Sussex, and then I took over from Sussex. So kept in with the sea jobs.
Yeah. With the Coast Guard then at Stepper, is it manned, just daytime or what?
No, when I went, we was on day and night, 24-hour day, if we could get the volunteers,
Yeah.
But I mainly did from 6 till midnight.
Right.
Because I had to go work next day.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time I got home, went to bed and up again at 5 o'clock, driving buses then till that, and then back on in the afternoon decorating. So we were working 18 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's all voluntary, was it? Or did you get?
Oh no, God no! We got some whacking money for that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, £1.03 6 an hour. Oh God, yeah, wealthy job, But no, we didn't do it for money. We did it for the sea, and the people on it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we walked past there at the weekend. Me and Mrs. went up round, and that's...
Oh, what, Coast Watch?
Yeah.
Nashville Coast Watch, yeah.
So it's still manned the same now, is it, or no?
Oh, fantastic.
Is
fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't get up there because I can't walk up there.
No.
But I took it over. I went up and saw Peter Prideaux Broom.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something to do, and I went and had a coffee with him indoors. And I said, "I'd like to take over Stepper Point." "Oh, my Huff House." So I said, well, how do you call it a huff house, mate? Well, he said, me and the missus, we have words occasionally. And he said, one of us usually gets into a huff. So he said, I'd come out Stepper Point and hide away.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, I took that over, and he wouldn't let me. I was going to have it as a bird watching place for people. But no, didn't want that. So then the National Coast Watch come up and saw me one day. He was having a thing in Padstow. So I got talking to this bloke. He said, we're looking for someone to run Stepper Point and build it up again. So I said, well, I ran it for several years, mate. So I ended up, I got the job.
Yeah, brilliant.
But it was so smacked up. All the windows was gone. The roof had fallen in.
Oh,
it was in a hell of a state.
Yeah.
So I finished with the Coast Guard then, through health. And we started building this place up. George Barnes was my main one that came up, and a few others. But between us, we built it up. We got, I can't think what they call them now, these jacks. Yeah, something you wind them up and he lifted the roof up.
Yeah.
And we got, my head's awful from remembering names. Bloke out Winner's Perch did the windows.
Right.
He come up there and he put all the windows in with us. Now, we couldn't get up on the field, so we had to drive down into the quarry and walk up, carrying windows. Yeah. And I'd coming up with the last window, and I felt so bad, I dropped on the floor. So down come Dave, he was called. I can't think of his second name. But, yeah, he come down and he said, what's the matter? I said, I'm feeling a bit rough, boy. So he said, God, whatever's the matter with you? I said, well, I've just had a heart attack a few weeks ago, and could he give me hell? You know, Dave Rodder.
Oh, yes, yes.
Fantastic bloke.
Yeah.
Anyway, we built it up. We did what we could, and a group of Marines, ladies, men from America, were over here at RAF St. Morgan. And they offered their help.
All right.
And they come out, my God, didn't they work?
Get on.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it all plastered up then and opened up. And we opened up as it was. Yeah. And there was next to nothing there, like, you know. But they've taken it over. Another people took over from me because I had to pack up altogether with the heart problems. And, it's fantastic. Yeah. If you go up past, well, you say you went up past. Yeah. If you go up again, go in and have a chat.
All right.
Just knock on the door and say who you are. Yeah. Derek Lindsey, you'll see me pictures in there. Yeah. God, this some clever now. Yeah. Well, they can watch anything out in the sea. They got these AIS things that they pick up a ship 20, 30 mile off. And yeah.
Do they get much where they have to, warn boats to keep away? Then?
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Well, they'll, as far as I remember now, they go back through to the Coast Guard. And they say, we got a vessel so-and-so and so-and-so. And then the Coast Guard will put out a call to them.
Oh, I see.
They've all got radios and everything up there. It's absolutely fantastic now. I just wish I could get up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Derek. That was proper. And we'll have part 2 next week. Now, Derek did mention his brother-in-law there, dear old Eddie Mert. And when I first got to know the Padstow lifeboat crew and everything, Eddie was the mechanic there. Trevor England was the coxswain. Wonderful crowd. And I do remember, I'm sure Eddie was interviewed once. I'm sure it was Radio Cornwall. And they found out that Eddie can swim. And they said to him, well, you on the lifeboat, what happens if the boat goes down or you go overboard and you get in the sea? And Eddie answered, I'll never forget this. He said, I'll sink to the bottom of the sea, turn and face Padstow, and I'll run like hell. Which I thought was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So we'll have part 2 from Derek next week, and I'm sure you'll love that bit too. So for me Cornish word of the week, I think I'll use the word for boat because Derek was talking about working down at the boatyard and everything. So the Cornish word for boat is scath. Scath. And for me, dialect is more of a saying, really, than actual dialect. And again, I don't know if it is just down here in Cornwall or whether it is used in other parts of the world, but they reckon that fishermen would never whistle when they was on a boat because they'd say, whistling cools the wind. whistling calls the wind. And that was really, they was in fear of raising up a storm. If they whistled, it would encourage the wind and a storm would come along. So that's my little saying for this week. So there we go. Right, well, I think that's about it. I say, it is lovely to be back home again. We never saw anybody we knew while we was out Tenerife, but I was messaging Catherine Lindo. Catherine and Sam, they live, a couple of miles away from us, and they got the Camel Valley vineyard there near Nance. And not only do they live a couple of miles away from us, they were staying a couple of miles away from us, if that, over on Tenerife. We was messaging, did get a chance to meet up, but I see they back home in Cornwall, safe and sound as well. So there we are. Right, well, I'll leave you now, and we'll speak to you again next week, so I hope you have a good week. Wish you well. Do Ganis. Carno Bisfican.